The world is dying and only Aloy can save it. But to save it, Aloy is going to have the right tricks up her sleeve. What's up YouTube? Zero here, and today I have an epic early game build for Aloy in Horizon Forbidden West. Now in this video, I'm going to go over the skills required for this amazing early game build. After showing each skill tree, I'm going to get into some gameplay and talk about why I love the skills I've invested in and why they're great for early game. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to go into the weapons and armor that I love on this build, especially for early game. Now a couple of notes before I get into the skill trees. The first note is I'm showing you this early game build at my Aloy level 15. Depending upon how many side quests you've been grinding, will determine how many skill points you have, because side quests reward skill points for completion. So I may have more or less than you at this point in the game. To get me to level 15, it's taken me about 15 hours, so that's worthy noting as well. It's also worth noting that you can get all of the skills in the game if you grind enough by the end of the game. First, let's talk about the Hunter tree. We have the first concentration plus, which increases our concentration limit. Of course, this is going to be amazing. Deep concentration. Concentration depletes more slowly, prolonging use. Then we're going to go up into Valor Surge Master, which is going to build up our Valor faster, and this is going to be extremely important for the build. Stamina regen, we're going to recover our weapon stamina faster. Weapon stamina plus increase your weapon stamina limit. And concentration regen, recover concentration faster. And we have the 3 we needed for ranged master. We're actually going to fully max this out, and you can see that it increases a lot our ranged weapon damage, our health recovered per hit, our weapon technique damage, our weapon stamina regen. So we're going to get a lot of increases now that we have ranged master fully upgraded. This is going to be the Valor Surge that I'm going to focus on early game, and it's really going to help us deal out a lot of damage. Now also in the Hunter tree, we're going up to deep concentration again. Concentration depletes more slowly, prolonging use. This is going to be extremely important for the build. Then I have Triple Notch. This is a weapon stamina move, and that's going to allow us to notch 3 arrows into our hunter bow at once. Then stamina regen again, which is going to be for that triple notch, recover weapon stamina faster. Then we're going to go up into Valor Surge Master, which is going to build up our Valor faster. We really do want ranged master as much as possible. And then concentration plus again increases our concentration limit, prolonging use, and of course that is now fully maxed as well. So now let's get into some gameplay and talk about the Hunter skill tree and why I've invested in each of these skills. First, let's talk about the bread and butter, our ranged master. This is going to be our Valor Surge ability. You saw what it increases. It increases a ton of stats, most notably the ranged damage. Our heavy hitter is going to be our bow. We're going to be doing a lot of damage with our bow, and we have Triple Notch, which is going to allow us to rack 3 bows into our bow at once. So we have Valor Surge, which is going to give us increased damage, and we have our Triple Arrow, which is going to allow us to shoot 3 arrows at once. So we're going to be dealing that extra damage a lot. On top of that, we have the Valor Surge, which is going to allow us to increase that Valor even faster than before. And where concentration comes into play is going to be extremely important. Combine this with our Valor Surge, and we're going to be able to hit those weak spots more often. What concentration does is it's going to slow down time. This is going to allow us to more readily hit our enemies' weak points. So with Valor Surge, we're going to be hitting those weak points and getting increased damage on that. On top of that, we can rack 3 arrows into our bow at once, dealing even more damage. Now, weapon stamina is going to allow us to rack those 3 arrows even more often. Now let's get into our survival tree, where we start out with potent medicine. Our medicinal berries provide more healing and heal us faster. This is going to be important for survivability. We have low health regen, automatically recover health sooner when in the critical health state. Then we have potion proficiency. Our health potions are going to give us more healing and heal us faster. Then let's go over to the right with low health defense. We're going to resist more damage when we're at critical health, again increasing our survivability. We have triple shredder. This is a fun weapon ability to use. We're going to be able to launch 3 shredders at once with our shredder. Then medicine capacity, which we carry more medicinal berries for our medicine pouch. Then we're going to go up in our survival tree with potion proficiency. Health potions provide more healing and all potions faster to consume. Of course, that's going to be maxed out now. And then potent medicine, where medicinal berries provide more healing and heal faster. So that's going to be the second one in that tree. The survival tree is going to be all about our survivability. I'm playing on the hard difficulty, which is the second hardest difficulty in the game, right below ultra hard. And medicinal berries are lifesavers. Having as many of them as possible and being able to utilize them throughout battle are going to help keep me and you alive if you use them, so you can deal damage to enemies with our hunter tree while also staying alive. There are going to be a lot of enemies and they're going to hit like a truck. Playing on the harder difficulties, one hit could take away over half of your health. That means you're going to have to use your medicinal berries a lot. Being able to heal quickly and heal as many times as possible is going to be extremely important throughout battle, especially on the harder difficulties, which is why I love investing in my medicinal tree. It's going to help my survivability, and I'm going to be able to deal damage even longer because I am surviving and I don't have to try and run away from battle or collect more berries. So that is a huge reason why you combine the survival tree with the hunter tree. Is now we have our offensive ability from the hunter tree in our tough battles, especially our boss battles, and we also have the survivability for our boss battles as well. The final tree is going to be Infiltrator. Yes, we're only going into 3 trees in this early game build. First, we have Silent Strike, which is going to allow us to deal more damage with stealth. Then we have Stealth Range. We're going to deal more range damage in stealth. We have Silent Strike Heal, which we're going to be able to recover health on a Silent Strike. We have Quiet Movement, which we're going to move more quietly around the battlefield. Silent Strike Gain, which is going to allow us to recover weapon stamina and earn additional valor, which is really nice. And Double Notch, this is going to be for our sharp shot bow, where we can notch 2 arrows into our sharp shot bow. So now that we've gone over the stealth tree, let's talk about why this is also amazing for early game. There are going to be a lot of stealth situations early game, so of course being able to deal extra stealth damage is really nice. I already talked about earlier in the build that we're going to really be focusing a lot on our Valor Surge. That's going to help us deal a lot of extra damage, especially in boss battles. Being able to gain extra Valor when we're in stealth, so before any battle or as we are roaming the wilds, if we can get those stealth kills, we're going to increase our Valor, which works very well in unison with our Hunter tree. On top of that, there are a lot of times when stealth is going to be a lot more prudent than just running into battle. So having an increase in our stealth tree, being more silent when we move, is really important for this build. Now for my armor, I have Nora Anointed. That's right, this is the first piece of armor that you're going to get in the game. And the reason why I love this armor is because it increases our concentration regen and potent medicine. Two of the main focuses of this build we're going to get an increase on, which is why I love the Nora Anointed for this build. Remember, having concentration is going to allow us to hit those weak points, which is why I love regenning my concentration as quickly as possible, so I can constantly hit those weak points. Potent medicine is going to allow me to heal quicker, which is what I love about it. If you don't want to use that piece of armor, Nora Champion is also awesome. It gets increased stealth range, which allows us to deal more damage with range, and it also gets us that concentration that I love. Now let's go into 3 of the weapons that I need to use for this build. First is going to be our Slicing Hunter Bow, which is a hunter bow. You could purchase this from a vendor. This is going to deal more damage, and of course it is a hunter bow, and it has component tear, which is going to allow us to tear off armor and allow us to hit those weak points a little bit better, which is why I love this Slicing Hunter Bow on this build. Now we of course need a sharp shot bow because we have a sharp shot ability. I'm just using a normal sharp shot bow, but this one deals a lot of damage and it's absolutely great to have, especially for that double notch and that stealth damage that we're going to be getting from our Infiltrator tree. Of course, we get increased range damage when we are in stealth. And finally, the third weapon definitely needed on this build is the Slicing Shredder Gauntlet. We saw we invested in that triple slice in our medicine tree, so having a Shredder Gauntlet is a must if you want to utilize that ability. And of course we get increased component tear and critical hit chance. Of course, getting those critical hits is always amazing against tough enemies, so we like to get that critical hit as often as possible. So let me know what you think of this build. Is this similar to your early game build, or is it completely different? Let me know in the comments section. I absolutely love this build. I've been killing it with this build because I love concentration and ranged master. Those two together make a very, very good early game build that's going to allow you to dominate your enemies and, with Aloy, save the world. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Horizon Forbidden West content. I do a bunch of other RPGs, so feel free to check those out as well. Until next time, peace.